They didn't just fix the pit stops, they rewrote them for Hamilton. In 2025, Ferrari became the fastest team in the pit lane 8 times in 10 races. They led the charts. But this isn't just about efficiency. This is about belief. Ferrari didn't overhaul their pit stops for the stopwatch. They did it for trust, to prove to Lewis Hamilton that this time, the team is ready for him. Because when Hamilton signed, he didn't just bring talent, he brought expectation. And for a driver who's lost championships by milliseconds, Ferrari knew the first thing they had to earn wasn't points, it was his faith. That's why they redesigned the pit process like it was a car component. That's why they trained under pressure, simulated chaos, rotated crew members not to protect them from fatigue, but to guarantee Lewis consistency, no matter who holds the gun or jacks the car. This isn't just operational evolution. It's Ferrari telling Hamilton, we won't let the small things steal your legacy again. Ferrari's transformation didn't start in the wind tunnel. It started in the pit lane. And it wasn't about reinventing hardware. It was about preparing for a driver who demands the impossible because he's made a career out of achieving it. Lewis Hamilton, when he joined the scooter, there was no room left for excuses. No margin for mishandled stops or chaotic calls. So Fred Vasseur and Diego Helaud went to work, not just to speed things up, but to build the kind of operational fortress that Hamilton had at his peak. They replicated every layer of excellence, simulated pressure environments, crew rotations without performance drop, component diagnostics treated with the same scrutiny as aero upgrades. But above all, they studied what Hamilton needs: reliability, rhythm, and calm under fire. The result? Ferrari pit stops became more than fast. They became predictable. And for Lewis, predictability in the pits means freedom on track. He can focus on strategy, execution, the fight ahead, knowing the box is no longer a danger zone. For the first time in years, Ferrari isn't asking Hamilton to compensate. They're building a team that finally meets him at his level. Hamilton hasn't stood on a podium in red yet, but every pit stop in 2025 brings him closer. Because behind each sub-3-second release is something far more powerful than speed: trust. That trust wasn't automatic. It was earned in the early races. Ferrari's mission was clear: no fumbles, no hesitation. They didn't just practice the stop. They practiced earning Hamilton's belief that this team can be surgical when it matters most. And he noticed the pit lane, once a source of anxiety, has become a launch pad. That confidence changes everything. It frees Hamilton to take more risks on track, knowing the garage has his back. It sharpens race strategy. It builds rhythm. And for a driver like Lewis, rhythm is lethal. The difference is already visible. His timing in undercuts, his calm during safety cars, the subtle trust in his voice when he enters the pit lane. Now, no panic, no doubt. He's not hoping the stop will go well. He expects it, and that expectation is the foundation of something Ferrari hasn't had in years: a true title mindset. While the headlines chase engine upgrades and aero tweaks, Ferrari is doing something far more foundational, rebuilding its culture 1 second at a time. And it starts with what used to be their greatest weakness: operational execution. The pit stops aren't just fast, they're calm, composed, repeatable. That consistency is the result of a shift in philosophy, from reaction to preparation, from instinctive chaos to structured excellence. Fred Vasseur didn't promise Hamilton a miracle car on day one, but he promised him something more important: a system that works. And it's working. Each flawless pit stop sends a coded message: this isn't the old Ferrari. The same attention now given to tire guns and human rotation is what will soon be applied to development paths, in race calls, and ultimately title strategy. Lewis knows this. He's seen
before he helped build one at Mercedes, and what he's sensing now in Ferrari isn't perfection, it's potential. A team slowly learning how to win again, not with heroics, but with structure. That's how dynasties begin. For Lewis Hamilton, a sub-3-second pit stop is more than a stat. It's a feeling, one he hasn't had in years. Security, after seasons filled with strategic misfires and high-stakes fumbles. Every clean stop at Ferrari rebuilds a piece of something that no telemetry can measure: emotional trust. When a driver like Lewis dives into the pit lane, he's not just relying on mechanics, he's surrendering control. That's where vulnerability lives. That's where scars from past failures resurface. So when Ferrari nails stop after stop under pressure, with rotating crew members across different circuits, they're not just executing, they're healing. This is a driver who once lost the title by 11 seconds at the pit wall, who watched dominance erode not through performance, but through unpredictability. Now, for the first time in red,
He feels surrounded by a system that's trying, truly trying to never let that happen again. And that matters. Because Hamilton's journey with Ferrari isn't just about chasing victory. It's about rebuilding trust in a team, in a process, and maybe in destiny itself. It hasn't happened yet, but you can feel it coming. Every clean launch from the box, every perfectly timed undercut, every pit stop without panic. All of it is building towards something inevitable. Hamilton's first podium in red, and it won't be luck. It won't be a chaotic race or a wet weather fluke. It will be earned, carved through consistency, trust, and process. That's what Ferrari is building now. Not just a fast car, but a foundation that doesn't crack under pressure. This is how redemption looks in Formula One. Quiet, methodical, relentless. The world expects fireworks, but what really wins races are the moments no one cheers for. The Torque's gun perfectly calibrated, the lollipop lifted at the right millisecond, the driver released into clear air by a crew that doesn't blink. That's what Ferrari is giving Hamilton now. And when that podium comes, when he steps up in scarlet for the first time, it won't just be a trophy. It will be proof that all the small changes added up to something enormous. That this wasn't just a move, it was a mission. Lewis Hamilton has always been more than just a driver. He's a connector. His greatness doesn't only come from what he does on track, but from how he binds a team together behind the scenes. And in 2025, that bond is quietly growing inside the Ferrari garage through execution. Each clean pit stop builds more than trust in this car. It builds human connection. The crew sees it in Hamilton's body language. No tension, no glances of doubt. He walks into the garage not as a frustrated veteran, but as a man who believes again. He talks more, makes them feel they're part of something bigger. This synergy doesn't happen overnight. It's not built on slogans. It's built in milliseconds, bolts, nods, routines, and above all, mutual respect. Hamilton isn't just leading. He's inviting the team into his mission. And that emotional alignment, it's the final ingredient. Ferrari's been missing for years, for too long. Ferrari has been defined by explanations, by post-race apologies, vague statements about learning curves and promises that never landed. But in 2025, something has shifted. There are no more excuses, no more noise, just quiet, sharp execution. And Lewis Hamilton, he feels it. He may not have that first podium yet, but you can see it in his posture, his calm under pressure, the way he walks through the paddock. He knows the team is finally catching up to him. This isn't about fireworks or glory yet. It's about the groundwork. The systems that win titles are forged in discipline, not drama. And right now, Ferrari is finally building something that doesn't rely on heroics. It relies on reliability, on preparation, on belief. So when the moment comes, and it will come, when Hamilton climbs the podium in red for the first time, it won't be a surprise. It will be confirmation. Ferrari didn't just fix pit stops. They fixed the foundation for a future Hamilton can finally trust.